it's Angela, and it's also Saturday, and that means I'm drinking. It's another Smashed Saturday video. And yes, I'm drinking out of a Christmas mug, okay? Get over it. I couldn't find any wine glasses, but we're going to keep it classy this week and drink some of this Arbor Mist Merlot, which kind of tastes like crap, to be honest. I could not make it to the liquor store today, so don't judge me. We are getting liquor in our grocery stores July 1st here where I live, and I'm super excited about that. Just run into Walmart and get me some wine. It'll be nice. Don't judge. It's going to be nice. Today I have a really exciting video. This is going to be my review of The Inquisition by Taran Matharu. I was contacted by Grace from LovingDemBooks, and she asked if I would want to be a part of the BookTube Tours, and of course I said, yeah, love to. So they sent me this book as well as the first book, The Novice, in exchange for an honest review. And I will leave a link to Grace's channel as well as more information about the BookTube Tours in the down bar below, so you can go check it out. This book is the second book in the Summoner series, and after this ending, it better be at least one more. I need to know what happens. However, being the second book in a series, I cannot go into too much depth about it because I do not want to spoil you, so instead I will give you an overview of The Novice in case you haven't read that yet, and just give a few basic thoughts of this book. The Novice follows the story of this guy. He's our protagonist, and he's called Fletcher, and Fletcher lives in the really northern part of this kingdom that Taran has created with his adoptive father. He was orphaned when he was a baby, and he has no idea who his parents are. However, certain events force him to flee his town. I'm not going to say what because that would be a spoiler. And he runs to a city that has a magic school in it. At this school, students are taught to become battle mages so they can go to the front lines and fight this ongoing war that the people of this kingdom have had with the orcs. And to help them do just that, everyone is given a demon. And the first book in the Summoner series, The Novice, is just the story of Fletcher as he discovers who he is and trains at this school so he can go help aid in the war against the orcs. If you're wondering why I'm not holding up The Novice, it is because it is in my closet, where I got my wine from. Yes, I keep my wine in my closet, don't judge me, but I cannot reach it right now because it is on a really high shelf and I'm short. Sad. It's sad. So overall in The Novice, I really loved the demons. Fletcher's demon is a fire demon named Ignatius, and I could not help picturing Charmander, even though I was told that it was more like little dragons from Game of Thrones. He's always going to have Charmander whenever I read this book. I'm sorry. It's always going to happen. Just like when I read Harry Potter, I thought that the tables floated in the air in the Great Hall. Do not judge me. And when I saw the movie, I was like, what the hell? So yes, if this ever gets optioned to become a film or TV show, and they do not get Charmander to play Ignatius, there will be revolts. I also really like the world that Taran created. And I think it was kind of a bad idea to start reading it around Game of Thrones time because whenever I read a fantasy while watching Game of Thrones, I automatically start thinking that the world is like Game of Thrones. So when he went to the magic school, I was picturing King's Landing the whole time. Not gonna lie. And Pelt, the town where he's from, totally Winterfell. Let's get real, right? But, you know, we can always pretend Ned Stark didn't die. Spoilers if you didn't see Game of Thrones and Ned Stark dies. I also really enjoyed the details that were included. Taran really writes with extensive detail, and I really appreciated that. But it did lead to a little bit of problems because sometimes the details were just a bit confusing to me, or they went against what I thought I knew about a character. Some of the things that I did not like about The Novice was that the story didn't feel wholly original to me. We have a magic school. I thought of Harry Potter. We have the demons. I kind of thought of Pokemon. I'm not going to lie. I know it is really hard to come up with a completely unique story, and so this was good. It just had a few elements that reminded me of other books, which is kind of difficult not to be reminded in every book you read because when you read a lot, you're always going to be comparing to other things. I also really didn't feel like I had a strong character connection with anyone in this novel. And it was really hard for me to sympathize with Fletcher. Like I mentioned earlier, Fletcher is forced to flee from his hometown, and he goes to the magic school. I feel he's almost desperate to build a connection with anyone, yet he just leaves his dad behind. There's no mention of him, no attempt to try and contact him, And I thought that I knew more details about Fletcher's character than that, but it kind of got a little bit twisted for me. And also, the book just ended. It just ended like that. I was reading and reading, and I thought we were going to get a chapter with everything semi tied up, because when you have a cliffhanger, you can't tie everything up. But no, the book just ended. I felt like just somebody had slammed on the brakes in the car. Overall, I did really enjoy the novice though, and I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. And now we're moving on to talking about this book, this actual book called The Inquisition. This book came out on May 10th, so it is already waiting for you on your local bookstore shelves. The themes for one of the top 5 Wednesday videos was top 5 least favorite books in your favorite series. And in that video, I talked a lot about second books in a series, or what I like to call the second book syndrome, or the second book sucks. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, anyone? Does anyone like that book? I'm still waiting to hear if anyone actually likes that book. Suffice it to say, I was a little nervous going into this book. I thought it would be one of those books that fell into the second book syndrome. This is the part of the review where I open my mouth and insert my foot. I adored this book. It was amazing, you guys. The book started with action, and I felt like that momentum continued through the entire book. Every scene was so well planned and well executed, and I felt like there was really nothing unnecessary included in this book. The character development in this book took a complete 180. There are so many characters in this book as well as in the novice that I thought we may run into that problem of character development again in this one, but I was really, really wrong. I felt like every character got at least a sentence explaining something about them, and it was therefore much, much easier for me to connect with characters in this book. Does it mean you're getting old when your favorite character is the protagonist's older mentor? I loved Arcturus. He is like my favorite character, and I know there's a prequel about him, but you guys know how I feel about prequels. You guys know I hate them, but I may have to read it. I just have to see what his story is all about. And lastly, the ending, the most critical thing that really got me about the novice. This book had another cliffhanger ending. However, it was an actual cliffhanger. The book didn't just end. I loved it so much. I really, really enjoyed the ending. I wasn't just reading, and then just stopped again. I really enjoyed it. And I am giving this book a 4.75 out of 5 stars. As much as I loved it, I felt like there's something missing, and it is so small. I can't put my finger on it, but I know that's like just this little thing that I would like to see, and I just don't even know what it is. But on Goodreads, it will probably be a 5. And I really recommend you guys read this book. If you guys were on the fence about the novice, I really recommend you continue on with the series, because this one is so much better. So much better. And I believe there is a giveaway going on for The Inquisition, which I will link also in the down bar below, so you can go sign up for that. So my cup is now empty, and I believe I have talked about everything that I can with The Novice and The Inquisition. Thank you again, Grace, for contacting me to be a part of the BookTube Tours, and thank you again, Taran, for letting me read your 2 books. That was greatly appreciated. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.